Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Today's Restaurant News and Networking Group. I'm Howard Appel. I'm the founder and publisher of Today's Restaurant News. We are into our second meeting of the year, and we are a group of vendors who are here to help each other grow our businesses and also to help restaurateurs, restaurant managers, chefs, owners, if they have any problems or questions that they feel they can't resolve. We invite you to give us a call, talk to us about it, and you want to give us a call at 561-620-8888. Go to our website at trnusa.com and be sure to check out our YouTube channel at Today's Restaurant and click on subscribe. And we are actually getting new subscribers every week, and we're growing, starting to take off a little bit. And so we look forward to that. Want to again welcome our newest member, Gary Gridley from Spot On. Gary, why don't you give us a synopsis of who you are, what you do?
Sure. My name's Gary G. Gridley, and I live in St. Augustine Beach, Florida. And I had extensive background the last 8 or 9 years. I worked for a equipment company representative. So we had about 25 manufacturers that we represented. So my prior career, I was mostly in the kitchen on a educational and culinary basis, teaching the chefs and everyone how to, work all the equipment once it got installed. So it's been pretty awesome and amazing, and I really enjoyed that. But now I'm with Spot On Software Solutions. We're a company that's about 6 years in, still IPO stage out of San Francisco. Just there's two owners that are brothers that went to Stanford as software engineers and started off processing and doing stuff in mostly retail, automotive, salon kind of things. And then the last 4 years, we've built a pretty big restaurant base. We're close to getting about 50,000 restaurants in the US now. And so my territory is around Jacksonville, but we can pretty much go anywhere we want as long as we don't interfere with other reps. And then if those reps aren't, getting any progress, we're allowed to take over those accounts. So just look forward to, networking with everyone. And we just got ranked #1 from NerdWallet over Toast, Clover, and Square. So we're really proud of that. And have a tremendous support staff and just a young, just company that's just really hungry, and customer service is everything for us.
Congratulations.
You said your territory is Jacksonville. Adam covers South Florida, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
So you mentioned to him that he's welcome to join us.
Yes. Yep. He will definitely be on the next one. There was we have like team meetings every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9, just to get the day going. So he's on that one. I said I'd be on this one with you guys. So we'll definitely get him on the next one for sure.
I think we have an opening in the 11 o'clock also. So if you
okay, cool. I'll let him know.
If Spot On wants to join that,
okay,
they can.
That sounds wonderful.
All right, and I want to welcome a guest for today who I met on LinkedIn, I believe. Was that right, Dustin?
It was Facebook. I found you. And thank you everyone for having me. I apologize that I double booked myself, so at 9:30 I will have to hop off, but I will come back next week if still invited. Yeah, I'm down here in South Florida. Spent most of my career in hospitality and recently made it from financial sales over to back into the restaurant space. I work with a company where we do outsourced accounting and operation and business intelligence software. So we would work with like Gary's company, for instance. We would plug in directly to their POS, take all of their data, and then give them something, I guess, in using AI, but in this case, using a lot of smart accountants, business driving decisions like, hey, here's some transparency and consolidation on how to drive your business. The program that we operate on solely on top of people's POSs is Restaurant 365. I'm sure some people here have probably heard of it. It's a big player in the game. And so we do implementation, accounting, and operations for specific, just solely restaurants. And it's awesome. I don't know. What would you like? Yeah, I'm just happy to be here. It was cool to meet Howard, and I'm in a B&I group as well. So I like this type of format works well for me.
Perfect.
When I saw your profile, etc., wasn't quite sure what you did. I'm still not, but I'm slow. No, so basically, explain physically what happens if somebody comes to you. What do you do for them?
Yeah. So I'm a restaurant, and I just want to get support with my accounting and so like understand my numbers better. So either two things: they either have Restaurant 365, which is a program that layers on top of into their POS system, or they don't. If they don't, we'll implement it. And then from there, we literally for them will drive their business for them. So we'll help them out with their prime costs, their labor, their account payable. So we will take their business, get it operating into Restaurant 365, and then from there, we are kind of a part of the team. You know, we have a team Slack channel for every account. We work side by side with them. So it's not, hey, install this program and once a week check in for assignments. It's like we're in the trenches with you, building these business intelligence software programs around their business. So in short, we handle their accounting for them. We don't file their taxes, but we give them their numbers on a daily report basis. And for operationally, if they want, we'll help them out with all their costs and payroll and invoicing.
Okay, well, welcome.
Well, thank you. Again, I do apologize that I have to hop off at 9:30, but I do want to join again next week if I'm not stepping on anyone's toes here for an industry.
That was my next question. Does anybody feel that there's a conflict with what you do?
We overlap a little bit on the reporting side, but we don't do any accounting.
We fully overlap because we are an outsourced accounting firm.
There you go.
You
Well,
know,
thanks for having me, everyone.
we have the 80-20 rule here. If your business does 80% of one thing and 20% of another, and another company does 80 of the 20 that you're doing, they're allowed.
No, I think we would probably overlap pretty much 80%.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well,
thank you, everyone.
Well, it's very nice to meet you, Dustin. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, yeah, it's nice to join you. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Thanks.
so, all right. Now that is there an issue with him being in the group?
Well, I
I-
mean,
Yes.
I'm a fully out like where we do the same thing. We just use a different technology, but pretty much the same thing.
And Tracy too. Yeah.
We would handle the reporting side of it, but not the accounting side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Spot On does everything that he does that he
Okay.
mentioned. We have full labor management, website design, everything like that. So
Okay.
no worries though. It's good to have him aboard. We can network maybe with
Yeah, it's always good
certain
to
things
learn
that
some
each are lacking in.
So, I mean, is there opposition to having a member like that in the group?
Yes. That's what they're trying. Yes.
All right, I want to make sure that
They're being
the
kind,
three
but
of you. No, I want you guys control this. So if you say
Yeah, we
yes, that's fine.
We
If
don't
you say
overlap enough where I would have an objection, but I could see where Brian and Gary,
yeah,
overlap
Gary.
significantly more.
No. All right, so that's a midpoint. Will Gary, yes or no?
I feel like there's so much work out there. It's not going to be a problem at all. When I did my old job, I ran into so many of my, when we did a new restaurant or a school or a hospital, you'd have like 6 different reps there having to teach each product and stuff.
right.
I always introduced myself, got along with them, and never had any animosity for that. That's just not who I am. So I wish him success, and there's enough out there for us all.
Brian, you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm kind of confused if Gary was saying yay or nay to that one, but part of me would like to kind of reach out one-on-one with Dustin, see exactly where their vertical stands. So they're not really, if he's doing onesies and twosie restaurants, that may not be such a conflict to what we're doing. So I'd like to get a little bit better understanding what he's doing.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's start our regular intros. He left, so he's not going to get the benefit of it. But Baha, why don't you start us off? Welcome aboard again.
I know, I'm like a veteran now, you guys
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
welcome aboard. I feel like I know all of you.
Here's the gold watch.
I feel like just because I'm a little younger, it's like, oh, welcome aboard, welcome aboard. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm messing. I do like the center of attention, so I mean, it's nice that you shout me out every week, Howard. But I hope everyone's doing well. Up here in Northeast Florida, we had quite the interesting weather this week. It was kind of freezing, then we had a monsoon, and then a lot happened. But happy Friday, the weekend's right around the corner. My name is Baha Arol. I'm with the Holmes organization. We're a commercial insurance agency here in Jacksonville, Florida. Family owned and operated since 1989. As an agency, we have over 300 years of experience. I specialize in the hospitality industry, so restaurants, caterers, hotels, and more. My phone number, I'll give you my personal cell, is 585-435-1655. If you have any questions or inquiries or curiosity about commercial insurance, it can be quite overwhelming. Please give us a shout. My email is berol@holmesorg, HOLMESORG.com. Feel free to do the same there. Thank you so much, guys, and happy Friday.
Okay, thank you. Gary, in case you forgot, I will send everybody a spreadsheet at the end of the meeting with everybody's contact information. So don't worry
That's
about writing.
fantastic. Thank you so much.
Tracy, good morning.
Good morning. How are you? My name is Tracy Pumo. I am with Skyline Analytics. We are a full-service business intelligence consulting firm. We provide fully customized solutions to help companies gain visibility into their financial data and create actionable business insights and therefore increase profitability through smarter data-driven decision making. We specifically specialize in data analytics, FP&A consulting, data integration, and process automation, and typically support the CFO and the operational strategic finance teams. I can be reached at 561-512-1933.
Okay, thank you. Brian Auerbach, good morning.
Good morning again, Brian Auerbach. I'm with InfoSync. I'm based down here in Coral Gables, Florida. So we are, as I said earlier, we're an outsourced accounting firm. We also do bookkeepers, payroll, benefit administration, not the insurance side of it, but actually the open enrollment and the life-changing events with our HRS system, which we use UKG. And we are their largest reseller, do about 500,000 W-2s per year with UKG. We also do something called delivery recovery service, where we go after Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub to recover customer disputes that go against the restaurants for whatever reason. And usually we're able to bring 1 to 3% of total revenues back that companies are working from delivery services. So it's a nice little add-on there. Work with any of the restaurant. Usually we focus on the multi-unit location operator, and we're trying to grow and double their size quickly, or maybe contrasting their size. Those are always good things too. Or maybe kind of spinning off of another organization. Those are always great sources for us. My phone number is 786-670-1027. And you can reach me via email at brian.auerbach, AUERBACH, @ISSVC.com.
Great, thank you. I want to mention to you, Brian, and to Baha, and to Gary, I sent the three of you an email yesterday to join us on our Facebook private group. I don't think you have to be a member of Facebook. I know a lot of people don't like that, but we have a private page where you're allowed to post items for the group, and I post a lot of stuff up there as well, a lot of notices. So take a look at that and join that group. And you know, go ahead and feel free to post a question or whatever to start a conversation. Let's stay with the
Yeah, Howard,
Bryans.
could you resend that to me? That didn't open up for me yesterday. I was trying to join it and
Well,
we did everything I could to open it, and then it went back to saying it was not able to open once I was trying to get on.
The easiest way to do all of that is to friend me on Facebook if you're a member of Facebook. If you friend me on Facebook, then I can invite you, right? It's easier that way.
Okay, I'll do that. Perfect. Thanks.
Brian J, good morning. And I got you before Chris.
Oh yeah, that's always a. It seems like me and Ed get have to follow Chris once in a while.
Yeah, I was gonna put that after Chris.
I'm gonna go to Chris last.
I'll just go home.
I'm Brian. I'm with Rogue Financial Group, and we're an all-star financing company. I stole it from Chris over there. No, again, seriously, I'm Brian with Rogue Financial Group. We are a commercial equipment financing company. I primarily work in the hospitality side. I do kind of vary out of that once in a while, but when I say hospitality is restaurants, bars, breweries, and I do a lot of work in the convenience store industry. But you know, from small to large projects, I do a lot of work with startups, work with a lot of vendors around the country. Again, we are a commercial equipment financing company, and what that is that you know, usually 2 to 5 years. It is a commercial loan, so there is tax advantages to it. You can pay it off early without a penalty. Again, it's Brian with the Rogue Financial Group. I can be reached at 404-723-7222. Thanks.
You know what I've been hearing a lot of, Brian, and maybe you can fill in some of the gaps here. I'm hearing that a lot of the breweries, the craft beer breweries that was the rage to start, are now closing. Anybody else find that?
Real quick, I'll jump into that. I network with a guy that sells the solutions to go into the tanks, that because you just can't throw soap in there. There's a certain solution that's used to clean the tanks out. And he was telling me, this is probably about a year ago, Anheuser-Busch was buying up a lot of these breweries. I think they bought, what is it, up in Nashville, North Carolina, called Flat Tire or something like that. But a lot of them are being bought up by bigger companies. A lot of them are closing. But as far as the growth of breweries, I mean, it's still there, but I just don't know how they are making it. Again, my guy was telling me, Oliver, that it gets to the point where it all tastes the same. So you can't really differentiate from a lot of these breweries. So a lot of them, you know, are you know, trying to make a difference, but still it's, you know, kind of changes the same. But up real quick up in Dahlonega, I guess he tried to make a run of it. Anybody who know who the Zach Brown band is?
Sure.
He tried to do a distillery up there, and I think it lasted about 6-7 months, and it closed up. And I think there's something else that happened up there. Maybe somebody took over it, but he spent a lot of money on equipment. But to answer your question, Howard, I think, you know, there's still some growth, but a lot of them do close. I mean, that's hopefully that answers your question.
I think it's a perfect example of what happens in the restaurant industry. Whenever there's a fad that starts out, you know, whatever the fad may be, it starts out hot. Everybody tries to jump on, thinking they're going to be the biggest and the best in that group, and then it's a slippery slope for the guys who came in late, or the people who don't really know how to run an operation properly. And I think that's what we're seeing with the breweries, and I think a lot of other segments are the same.
Yeah.
So
Like
they'll
on
be
menus, the grilled chicken Caesar salad. You know, somebody came out with it and it went bang, and then everybody has a grilled chicken Caesar salad.
so, right.
Yeah.
So, all right. Let's go to where we go. Steve, good morning.
Good morning, and I gotta say, Brian is the rogue you want to know. Anyway, I couldn't help that.
Oh my God.
Rogue, you want to.
Thanks, Steve.
Did that come from AI?
No, that's Steve's AI.
Hey, real quick, Steve.
I'm sorry?
I didn't forget about you. I'm gonna
No, I know.
invite
Thank you. And I wanted to thank you for the intro. So I'm Steve Whitehill. I'm a business broker. I help people buy and sell businesses. Restaurants are included in that thing, but I thought I'd talk about an ancillary service that you can buy. It's not directly restaurant related, but it's kind of useful. There's a parking lot cleaning business available for sale. It does about $14 million a year in sales. You can make about 1.2 million, and it's selling for 2 million too. And that means you can make almost $1.2 million for just a $220,000 investment in an SBA loan. So you can make a lot of money doing a lot of kind of odd things that you wouldn't think of. And here's just one example. Steve Whitehill, Anchor Business Brokers. You can reach me at 561-376-7500. And my email address is Steve, S-T-E-V-E, at anchorbb.com. That's A-N-C-H-O-R, B as in boy, B as in boy.com. Thank you.
Hey, Terry, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. If you want to know what's opening in Florida or Georgia, send me an email. I'll send you a sample. Terry@trnusa.com. And what I do with my group is gather leads all month long, 9-10 hours a day, sometimes 6 days a week. And what we do is we search multiple sites, plus we get a lot of info that comes in. You're welcome, Gary. And we get a lot of information from sources everywhere after almost 30 years. And I'm talking everywhere. I have today, has anyone heard of Fresh Slice Pizza? They're a Canadian-based company. They're a pizza franchise. They are now just starting to franchise in the United States. They are looking for sites to select. I have their franchise development guy and their director of construction. If anybody's interested, let me know and I will send you the information. They will be opening many locations in the US, a lot in Florida. They have Georgia Peg that looks like it's around the Atlanta area. And this is, again, a very successful Canadian pizza chain. And I did look at their website. I got the press release from one of our people, and it looks like they've won awards for their pizza. They right now are only in Canada, except they have their little dots now all over the US where they will be going. So it'll be a national expansion plan. So if anybody's interested, I'll send that to you in an email. Just let me know. Otherwise, the leads come out about the 9th. You're getting about 60, 70 brand new. And you get the owner's names, email addresses, and we're putting a lot more information, like in, here's one in West Palm Beach. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it. There's a new development going up called Capital N-O-R-A. It's a 40-acre mixed-use development with a high-end hotel that's planned for that area. I have the co-owner There's a lot of, they're gonna have like a container area where there's nothing but different juice bars, local and national. But it's going to be high-end restaurants and other things. So this is just starting. It's in West Palm Beach. So kind of a idea of what, you know, we do. Like they have other restaurants. We put that in the information section. So you can go to that restaurant and kind of take a look on the website. Again, Terry at trnusa.com. And it is in an Excel spreadsheet so that you can sort it out any way you'd like. Thank you.
I do try to put information about hotels and mixed-use projects on the Facebook page. So
Yeah,
if that's interesting for you, that information is there on several of them as I get them in. You're lucky you're off the phone, Ed. I was going to have to skip over you and go to Chris. Then you'd have to. All right, go ahead, Ed, before he jumps in.
No, the guy called and he's got a payment problem with a customer of mine. He wants me to help him, so that's a different story. Anyway, my name is Ed Gerton with Seacoast Sales out of Orange Park, Florida, and we are an equipment supply company that works almost exclusively with frozen desserts. So we represent Carpigiani, which would be batch freezers and soft serve machines. And the soft serve machines now are designed for going up to 42 days between cleaning. And then we have hot chocolate machines, mixed treatment machines, blast freezers. We also represent, have display cases through ISA, GTI Designs, and IFI out of Italy. And we have BGI, which are continuous churning ice cream machines. We also carry slushy machines and drink machines. So it's Ed Gerton with Seacoast Sales at 904-334-4489.
I think we now have about 3 or 4 people in the Jacksonville area. So,
yeah, I'm going to talk to Gary later. I got your text, Gary, yesterday, but I've been doing high school soccer games the last 3 nights, and it was freezing out in Baldwin the other night. My God, it was cold, and it was raining.
Oh, I love it. You're a ref?
High school soccer. That's all I do right now. I don't.
Oh.
Last weekend I was down in Lakeland doing a soccer tournament as a mentor, but up here I fill in on some games as a high school referee.
My son Zach, I coached from he was 5 years old to 10, and then he went to the Florida Elite program in Julington Creek, and then he played 4 years at Creekside High, and now he's just concentrating on his studies at Florida State, but he's in a league there as well. Just like you know, they pick up. They think they play the 8-on-8 V8, but yeah. And I played my whole life. Love soccer. That's awesome.
Yeah, wow. We have 4 children, and 3 of them played soccer in college. The other one went right into the Army. So
that's phenomenal. It's very hard to be a collegiate soccer player and a student athlete to boot.
The daughter was the best one at it. She went to Queens in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the other son went to High Point, and one went to Thomas College. They all played when they were in college. Some of them played senior league afterwards. But and I refereed all those leagues, so I've been around for a while.
Wow,
I love it. Can you talk to our USA Men's Club and tell them to get their act together? I mean, when they didn't get into the World Cup 2 cups ago, and then just the performance the last World Cup, I just was like, I don't get it. It's just that, I mean, it's literally $1 billion industry in the United States. We have the best coaches, and how we can't just compete worldwide is just unbelievable.
I take exception to the best coaches. The American coaches tend to play a static formation, a static way of playing, and the coach is going to play it their way. Most Europeans and the South Americans, they adjust what they're doing to what their players can do. Big difference.
Yeah. Well, the Florida Elite where my son played, there wasn't one American coach. It was everybody from Europe and, like you said, South America. And I mean, what a business. The president was, he made $250,000 a year just being the president of Florida Elite. It's crazy.
I know all those people there. Yeah, I know all those people there.
Sean, you know Sean Bubb?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I know from the opposite standpoint, because we try to work referee development through them in their club,
Yeah.
along with all the other ones around here. So
Yeah.
that's how I got to
Crazy.
know them all.
Very cool. Love it.
But it is big
Hey.
business.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you do a one-on-one with somebody. You get to find out what's below the surface. I never knew Ed was that much involved in soccer. My son told me my granddaughter decided to play soccer and she loves it. So my son says to me, I'm going to be coaching their team this year. I said, what do you know about soccer? He said, nothing. So that's the
Go to
coaching.
YouTube.
Well, that's the difference. I mean, having coached in the youth levels in the 90s, I wasn't the best, but I had played when I was growing up. So I knew a little bit. I knew far more than a lot of the other people. And I was a referee, so I knew what was going on. But now you've got sons and daughters of people that were coaching with me that are who all played in college. So they're bringing a whole different element to these rec teams and to these developmental teams that they didn't exist 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Because I can look around and say the 10-year-olds, what they're doing now, 14 and 15-year-olds couldn't do 20 years ago.
Yeah.
With the ball, how they control it. So it's a huge difference.
I'm sure.
My 5-year-old plays, and the parents are crazy. I can't take it.
And in South Florida, it's worse. Because in South Florida, there's the affiliated league in Florida is FYSA, which they're trying to control. But South Florida, there's so many unaffiliated teams
Yeah,
that
well, she's in Sabre, which is the
nightmares.
Boca, league or whatever. But I mean, one parent had their daughter quit after the first week because she wasn't playing to his standards, and so she wasn't allowed to continue.
That's nuts. That's
I mean,
wrong.
it was crazy. And you listen to these parents on the sidelines just screaming at their kids, and the kids don't even know the rules yet. They're 5 years old. Come on.
I coached one time. It was a 5-year-old team, and there were 3 girls on the team because it was mixed sex then. And one of the girls was on the bench, and a butterfly went by, and she goes, "Oh, there's a butterfly!" And she went out chasing the butterfly. So I had to go chase her and bring her back to the bench.
Well, even last week we had more girls show up than the opposing team. They don't really keep score at this time, so they picked one girl on our team to pony up for the other side, and her family threw a fit. So then they asked my daughter if she would pony up for the other side. I said, of course. What do I? Everybody's just here to have a good time. I don't understand. So.
Well, we have to go to our resident butterfly chaser.
Madam Butterfly.
Chris, you're up, Chris.
That was a butterfly I was chasing? Oh.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, it's in the background. It went fluttering by the palm tree.
Yes, I see. Very good. Yes, indeed. Chris Kaufman, CHRIS, Kaufman and Company, a clever acronym, CHRIS, for clubs, hotels, restaurants, institutions, and sales, because those are the 5 disciplines that since the first term of Ronald Reagan back in the early 80s, I have done recruiting work. Most of our work is in restaurants, providing chefs, general managers, restaurant corporate executives, primarily throughout the Southeast United States, but we have worked outside of the Southeast United States. We understand Central Time Zone, Mountain Time Zone, Pacific Time Zone. And so the company has a very clever, and calls keep it coming. It's incredible. I got to call you back. Okay. Okay. Bye. All right. Yeah, she told me she was 18. What can I say? But the easy way to remember us, that we do provide all-star talent. So right there's a key phrase, all-star. And that brings up some very positive images, all-star talent. Now, how can we remember that? Very easy, kids, because the main area code in Atlanta is 404, right? So 404 all-star. Hey, there we go. 404-255-7827. Okay. And we were recently voted one of the best recruiting firms to work for in America. So
Wow.
Kind of happy about that.
I want to know who voted. Was it you only?
It was a DJ Powerless. No, JD Power. I don't know.
Hey, hey
No.
guys, for Chris, I just got a text about Chris.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chris just placed Bill Belichick at the Atlanta Falcons, man. He's the new coach. All right,
Is he?
Chris. All right.
He took it?
I think so, yeah. I just got a text.
All right.
Yeah, well.
All right. Oh, I want
Yeah.
to double back to Gary. That's, if you want to add anything or you forgot something, or make sure that we get your telephone number so people can
Oh
reach
yeah, I
you.
didn't at that. Yeah, my email is gary.gridley, GRIDLEY @spoton.com. And you can reach me at 904-662-7788.
I want to
And
mention,
I'm just excited.
right, thank you, and thank you for joining me. I want to mention that next week, Friday the 26th, we're going to have our first combined meeting of 2024, and the start time is 10 a.m. So put that in your calendar. I will, of course, be sending you emails about it, but it's a good opportunity to meet people in the other group, and likewise, there's not too much overlap between members of the two groups right now. I think Brian is the only one that really overlaps with one of the members there. And who else? Let me see. I don't think there's really anybody that really overlaps to any great degree. Oh, Steve. But Steve and the business broker in the other group is in Miami predominantly, and Steve is up further north, so there's no issue. But it's a good time, so please try to attend that meeting. Anybody have anything else they want to bring up? You want to continue that conversation about AI? That's fine. I had a thought to do something today. We don't have time for it, but maybe we'll do it next week. So anybody want to bring anything up or discuss anything? We have a couple of minutes.
I have a question for Chris. You know Nick Leahy, right? He's got those restaurants in Atlanta, right?
He what?
Nick Leahy.
What does he own?
Well, he had a bunch of restaurants, and now he's opened that butcher shop in Johns Creek.
Yes.
Vice. It's called Vice Kitchen.
Mm-hmm. I have him.
No, I
Yeah,
don't know the guy, but not to get off on a tangent, but talk about trends that are seeming to really pop up. Butcher shops may be coming back.
You're right. There's a couple of them actually that I have on my list. And I got one yesterday? No, 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And the reason I bring it up, Chris, it's in a shopping center. It's just in a strip center. And I hope he makes it, but it's the shopping center sits way back off the street. It's up there in Johns Creek. And I hope he does well. I mean, but I don't know. I mean, it's just something that you just don't see when you drive by.
It depends what kind of anchor stores the shopping center has.
Yeah, yeah.
But then again, a butcher shop is a destination situation where you consciously want to go to that specific butcher shop, specifically get something you cannot get at Publix or elsewhere. But the bugaboo in something like that, because we've worked on some butcher shop recruiting assignments, there's not a bunch of butchers in the traditional sense of a butcher out there today. There's a lot of guys call themselves a butcher and they work at Publix, but Publix sends in the meat and they kind of trim it down. But in terms of taking an animal from death and then taking the carcass and doing all that, that's not that many people doing that. There are a couple people in downtown Atlanta doing that, but that's because they're not necessarily butchers, but
Well, they are butchers.
Well, isn't that why Fogo de Chao got like a special immigration status to bring butchers in from Brazil?
That would make sense. Yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
talk about different styles. Again, we were talking about soccer, different styles like butchers in different countries, different styles of cutting too, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we've reached the end of the allotted time. I want to thank you all for coming. And for those of you who want to get in touch with us, please give us a call at 561-620-8888. Or go to our website, trnusa.com. And if you want to watch this meeting, you can go to our YouTube page, which is Today's Restaurant, and you can see all of our meetings there. We've got over 300 videos on that page, on that channel. And I thank you all for coming. See you next week at 10 a.m. I'll send out the new link for everybody. And you guys in Jacksonville, get together for lunch. Have a good time.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week. Stay safe.
All right.
Let the sauce be with you.